Yaakov, Zion Oil and Gas is onshore Israel. We have 3 licenses onshore, 218,000 acres. We have applications in which hopefully will take us to 530,000 acres. Lapidoth is a well-known company in Israel. Could you tell us something about Lapidoth and tell us something about the oil and gas industry in Israel?
Yeah, Lapidoth is, as a matter of fact, company that is in the business since the 1950s. The company established in about 55, 54, which is about 60 years already. We have drilled in Israel more than 900 wells for oil. Drilling, I mean only onshore. And the only, I would say, significant reservoir that I discovered in Israel, which called the Cheletz field, was owned by the government in Lapidoth. And the total production for that about 20 years of production were about more than 17 million barrels. That if you look at about the price of barrel today, it's about almost $2 billion, which is, I would say, significant for the country and especially for companies that are in the business. There were rumors in Israel that, Israel got high technology, got good oranges, got agriculture, got industry, but not gas and oil. That rumor, I would say, disappeared for the last 4 years totally by the last huge discoveries of gas in all the Mediterranean area between Haifa to the south of the Strip of Gaza and to the Cyprus side. The latest discoveries were about something around 25, 27 even TCF, which is a trillion cubic of gas. And it announced as the largest discoveries for the last 10 years all over the world. Another very important aspect that I want to emphasize about our relationship with Zion Oil and Gas is that it's not just oil and gas. Zion got the agenda to find oil and gas not in Venezuela, not in northern India, only in Israel, which gives that company, the management, somehow a unique way to share with us, the Israel state, the vision, the management. I would say even more than that. They have the professional tools to get that business into Israel that we don't and we can't face it now in Israel because of lack of equipment, lack of professional skill or experience managers in that area, mainly on onshore business, drilling. And we hope that together, Zion ambitious, Zion agenda, and Lapidoth, that we are already 60 years in the business, we can share a huge potential together according to the onshore for the next, I would say, coming future.
I mean, certainly the American Geological Society has shown in the Levant Basin, there are huge deposits, huge. And some of those deposits are offshore, but some of those deposits are onshore. One of the problems historically has been getting deep enough. Do you have the capability to help Zion drill to the depths that we need to get to, which can be 20,000 feet?
First of all, we have a set of rigs. Some of them are medium standards. One of them is capable, even today, to reach the target of about 6,000 meters. And I believe that our equipment and our, I would say, skilled crew of drilling, because of the relationship that get more and more closer between Lapidoth and Zion, personally and strategic, I would say that I want to believe, and I'm sure we can together arrange it, that Zion, when the company need a rig for which target, if it's 6,000 meter or even 7,000 meter, which is the deepest well that drilled in Israel about 20 years ago, we will supply. And more than that, I believe that I can be obliged that Lapidoth will give Zion even priority to get the stuff, to get the equipment before anybody else. Because we are more than appreciate the agenda that they come especially for Israel. It's not that we look about a business. It's not like income versus expenses. It's agenda, it's vision, and we are wish to be with them, with their side, and we will do the best to supply them whatever they will need to get any target they will point.
That's really helpful to us because obviously we have a work plan and we're often asked what tools are you going to use to execute that plan. So it's very helpful that we know that Lapidoth is there, has the equipment, has the expertise, has the personnel, and in the same way I know that you personally have a vision for Israel which is also to help sustain Israel, to ensure the safety of Israel. One of the comments that I get from stockholders occasionally, and obviously to people in America who watch the news, people worldwide who watch the news, they tend to see what I would say is a very one-sided view of Israel as being in a war footing, on a war footing, almost on a daily basis. How would you answer the question regarding the safety of the equipment, the safety of the oil fields, please God, we're going to discover, hopefully together? How would you answer that question?
Safety regarding
external forces coming into Israel. As we know, we're in a bad neighborhood.
Yeah, we know that our neighbors, I would say, we are not sitting among friends. And I can say that I feel and I know that the situation is on the contrary. Because that is our neighborhood, we cannot rely on, we can't be a reliable source of getting energy to Israel on states that you are not get some, at least an embassy or whatever. We are all among an enemy's countries, sort of. Depends on the time of the year that you look around. So the picture is clear. The picture is more than clear. We need to get our supplies from Israel itself, and the last discoveries show that it can be done.
And protecting those discoveries, does that concern you at all?
You can protect the infrastructure when it's very close to the area of Israel. But if the infrastructure, let's say, came from Sinai, from Egypt to Israel, it cannot be protected because of some Bedouin or some terrorist. But the infrastructure in Israel can be protected as all over Israel, There are missiles, you know what is the agenda of Iran, Ahmadinejad. Yeah. We know what happened in Lebanon, we know what happened in Gaza Strip. So the picture is the cards are on the table. We have some hidden surprises here. We are facing the facts, the facts are clear, and we'll have to solve it.
Yaakov, as the head of Lapidoth, you have perhaps a unique position to see the whole of Israel and the exploration that's going on onshore Israel.
Yeah.
Zion Oil and Gas, we are one of the players onshore. Could you talk a little bit about what's going on onshore Israel and Zion's position within that?
Yeah. It's very clear that for the last year, or even the last 2 years, there are in Israel, on the onshore business of drilling and licenses, three major factors, three major players. It's Zion Oil and Gas and Gvaot Olam, which lately it's the second discovery for the onshore business in Israel. They have nice, I would say, reservoir in the middle of Israel. And Lapidoth, which still holds the block in the south of Israel. And now Lapidoth is trying to get that block into a standard of production that we know from the history. These three groups, Zion, Gvaot Olam, and Lapidoth, are the major factors, the major players. I would say that for the future, for 2012 and on, 13, maybe 14, I believe that Zion, with the agenda of drilling more and more wells on the licenses, supposed to get at least five or even 6 deep wells that have never drilled in that area. And we hope that their licenses will get a breakthrough for another business that we still couldn't touch or couldn't even believe that we could get into Israel. So the door or the window is open for Zion, and I would say Lapidoth and Gvaot Olam. The major factor is Zion because the field, the area that they hold, Zion holds, is the biggest on about the map of Israel. And it's even get lately to the Dead Sea.
Correct.
We hope that that place from the Dead Sea to the north of Israel, the middle of Israel, with Zion and with us, as I mentioned before, I believe that our equipment, whatever it will be needed, the best crew we can supply, I believe that we will give, and I hope, because it's my company, to share it with Zion in priority with all other, the domestic demand in Israel. So I want to point it because it's very important. What is related to equipment, rigs, spare parts, crews, staff, engineering, Zion will have the opportunity to get it before other domestic demands. Because the agenda is the independence of Israel. It's not just a business.
That's correct, and I thank you for those comments. I should add that our application for the Dead Sea area has not yet been accepted. As we know, bureaucracy can take some time in Israel, but we're certainly hopeful, optimistic, and looking forward to working with Lapidoth to get to the oil that we believe is there. It's been a long, hard struggle, but I believe that we're coming much closer now to that time when we can hopefully have the success that we've all been praying for. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And as they say, b'hatzlacha.
Good success. Batzlacha.